So I was chilling with my boy Hardy the other day and he goes, should make a video ranking all 67 Insomniac Spider-Man suits. And I was like, yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I? And that was it. Here we are today. However, I would like to go over one or two things before we start. Firstly, I need to say, this is going to be a speed review because there's 67 suits. So imagine I gave every suit a minute. This would be over an hour long, which is good because being quick is one of my strengths. That's why my girl left me. She was like, oh, you're too quick. And I was like, I can't help it. I'm Barry Allen, yo. Now, obviously, you're going to have a different opinion to me, which is calm. So leave it in the comments. Tell me what you think. But you don't got to meat watch. Like, you don't got to have a hate boner. You don't got to be tumultuous. But obviously do engage in a discourse. And I do recognize some of my choices on here are quite unconventional. I was going through it and I was like, people are not going to agree with this, but that's what makes it interesting. And finally, considering the fact that there's 67 suits, it's so hard to organize your thoughts. So when I'm going through it even now, I'm like, maybe that could have been a bit higher or a bit lower. These aren't exact. They're more just general placements and they could change by the day. However, the ones that are at the bottom will probably always be near the bottom and vice versa. Now let's begin. These bottom suits are suits that I just wouldn't really ever use. Number 67, the ESU suit. This is just Spider-Man in a shit shirt. Like, what? I ain't wearing this shit. And furthermore, you had to complete all 50 secret photo ops. And this was your reward. This. Do you know how fucking long that took me? However, just to be fair, I can recognise a lot of people wanted to play as Peter Parker, and this is the closest thing we got to that, so I'll give you that ESU suit. That's all you're getting. Number 66 is the Spider training suit. Same problems as the last really, it's just Spider-Man in a shit outfit, but this time it's for Miles. They probably wanted to put it in the game because it was in the last, 5 seconds of the DLC for the first game, but it's like so many better casual Spider-Man outfits, like the Leap of Faith outfit they could have put in, but no, we get this shit. Number 65 is the Miles homemade suit. This suit does not work with my brain. There is too much going on. The colours don't match well. I'm fucking with his Tims, but it's like they don't match the suit. For example, I've put it into Photoshop just to change up some of the colours and I think this would look a lot nicer. And if the colours were like this, I'd wear this suit a lot more. Number 64 is the Wrestler's suit. I've never fucked with this suit. It's really boring. I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like the hands are too big. Big hands for a big dick, I guess. I remember it was in the Ultimate Comics, which is one of my favourite comic runs of all time, and that is not even enough to save it for me. Number 63 is the Fear Itself suit. What the fuck? What were they thinking putting it? I don't think anyone would use this, like other than a child. I am so sorry if this is your favorite suit, but this is visual aids. Number 62 is the Secret Wars suit. Now I'm fairly certain this suit was only in the comics for like one variant cover, I think. Like, no wonder. This is ugly as fuck. I think it's just the color scheme. It doesn't work. Maybe if the spiders were red or something. Maybe the design itself isn't bad, it's just the colors. I don't know. Either way, I can't use this suit. And number 61 is the Negative suit. This is just a shit reshade that I don't care for. I can see its purpose in the game, but I just wouldn't use it over the normal advanced suit. You know, my feelings are pretty negative. Kill me. And number 60 is the Velocity suit. I don't think this suit is actually that bad. The eyes just fuck with me. I don't like the eyes. It takes away from the rest of the suit. I also think this suit looks better in the comics than it does in the game. Number 59 is the Black and Gold No Way Home suit. I don't like this suit. It's clearly made just for action figures. I just don't get why it exists. It doesn't need to exist. Number 58 is the Underwear suit. Now don't get me wrong, I like naked men, but for this suit you had to complete all the missions in the game. I feel like we could have got something a bit more proportionate, maybe a more cool suit instead of just a gag suit. I wouldn't remove the suit from the game, it's just I never really wear it, do I? I do fuck with Spider-Man's physique in these games though, like he looks good. Number 57 is the Brooklyn Visions Academy suit. To me, this just screams, we need more suits but have no ideas what to put in. So let's just put Miles in a blazer and give him a bag. Like, I'm not wearing this over Miles's normal costume, ever. Number 56 is the Ghost Spider suit. Now, this is a strange one for me. The first time I saw it, I was like, this is a cool suit. But it's a bit immersion breaking. I don't enjoy it, especially in the cutscenes and shit, but I can see why people like it. It's just not for me. Number 55 is the sportswear suit. Okay, I can recognize its purpose in the game as being a starting suit for Miles, and yeah, it's good for that. But again, it's just Spider-Man in a casual outfit, but this time he's wearing a coat. I'm sick of these just put Spider-Man in clothes outfits. They're not good. And also, They couldn't get the Nike deal, and it's painfully obvious.
Oh my god, bro.
Number 54 is the Arachnid Rider. This is weird. It's a cool idea, but there is just too much going on. It's over-designed, it's over-complicated. There's too many lines, there's too many everything. I don't like it. Number 53 is the Bodega suit. Now, I know a lot of people like this, but I do not fuck with it at all. I don't like the clothes he's wearing. I don't like the costume underneath the clothes. The cat idea is pretty cool, but this cat gets some fucking mad abuse. How he survives some of these things, I do not know. This guy is probably one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel universe. Number 52 is the Night Monkey suit. This suit is just so boring. It's lazy, and yeah, that was the point of it in the film, because he was going undercover with S.H.I.E.L.D. because he couldn't have his friends figure out his identity, but that doesn't save it for me. If I'm going to use a stealth suit, there are so many better suits that I can use, and also I hate Far From Home, and this suit reminds me of that awful film. Number 51 is the Iron Spider MCU suit. With this suit, how the fuck did the MCU designers go from this to this? How over-designed and unnecessary is this suit? However, they have translated it very well from the films to the game. I just have a problem with the film's design in the first place. Number 50 is the Antioch suit. Now, I don't hate it, but it's nothing special. I wish we could have got something a bit more creative and a bit more interesting to defeat Doc Ock than this. I'm also not the biggest fan of yellow-black designs. This one just doesn't do it for me. However, I do want to say, I think the texture, like what the suit is made out of, does look really cool in game, so I'll give it that. Number 49 is the Advanced Tech suit for Miles. When I look at this, all I see is a shitter version of Miles' normal costume. The web pattern's confused, it comes off at the shoulders, it's over-designed, there's a bunch of lines in it, the eyes being black are weird. This is just not a visually pleasing costume, especially when you can wear the normal one. Why would you wear this over the normal one? Number 48 is the Resilient suit. I used to really dislike this suit because I remember we got it as one of the DLCs and I thought we could have got better suits than this. But looking back on it, it's not that bad. It's a very unique design, it's a very out there design, but I think a lot of it does work. It's just, for me, I'm not going to really be wearing this over some of the better costumes. And also, I've got to commend the fact that it gives our East Asians some representation. I can't say that, can I? Number 47 is the Advanced Armored suit. Can someone tell me what the point of this is? Like, why did they make this? We got it for free randomly, so you can't really complain. Better than not getting an extra suit, but it's a bit over-designed, it's a bit purposeless. However, I would have preferred something similar to this instead of the Antioch suit. Number 46 is the Mark II suit from the No One Dies storyline. I am just, unfortunately, not the biggest fan of the color scheme, so therefore I never will really wear it. I can appreciate that this is quite a cool design, and I can see why some people would like it. For me, it's just a no-no. And number 45 is the classic armored suit, the Mark I. I do think this is a great suit, but I just don't wear it over some of the others. I never catch myself using it in gameplay. There are other armored suits which I massively prefer. Now that's it for the suits that I don't ever really wear. Now we're going to get into the suits that I occasionally wear every now and then, you know, when I'm feeling quirky, when I'm feeling myself. But most of these suits I'm sort of indifferent to, so I'm not going to be spending a lot of time on them. It'll be rapid. Number 44 is the Uptown Pride suit. No, I hate Black Lives Matter. Sorry, I don't know what that was. For me, this suit is just, you know, a recolor of Miles' original costume, and I do prefer his original costume to this by miles. By mile? I didn't even mean for that to be a joke. So yeah, as I was saying, it's just a recolor, and I'd rather use Miles' original costume. Number 43 is the cel-shaded Spider-Man. This is just a recolor of the normal suit, just to look cel-shaded. If you're going for this, I would have preferred something more like Spectacular Spider-Man, or maybe the Spider-Man from the 90s show. And if not that, they could have at least put web wings on it to distinguish it, but no. Number 42 is the programmable matter suit. Now this is a cool idea. If someone likes it, I could get why, but for me it's just a bit too much and it doesn't work. Number 41 is the cyborg suit. Again, it's a really cool idea, but it's a bit too much for me and I prefer something more low-key. If they wanted to make it more interesting, they could have changed Spider-Man's suit itself to make it more 90s like. Number 40 is Spider-Punk. This is a great example of how to do Spider-Man in clothes. You incorporate it into the suit and make it work with the design instead of just putting Spider-Man in a shirt. Now, having said that, I just don't use this suit. It's not my thing. I used it a lot when the game first came out because it was a pre-order bonus, so I just had it. Number 39 is the Spider-Man Noir suit. This is too black. didn't sound good. I think for me it would have been better if it had a spider on it or a more spider-like design. Not the biggest fan of the eyes, and it would be better if he had his jacket like in the comics or in the Spider-Verse film, but the gun is cool, so he has that. Number 38 is the winter suit. This is just Miles with a hat on and a scarf. It's still Miles, so it's still cool, but I can tell they ran out of ideas. Number 37 is the Spider UK suit. Now, I am not patriotic whatsoever, so don't worry about it. I'm very conflicted with this suit. Firstly, I do like the spider on the back, and I think the general design is alright. Where a lot of people dislike this suit is the shade of blue. Now, I'm not a colour person, but I'm pretty sure it's turquoise or something. I like it, but it doesn't make the suit any greater. It's just an interesting colour. Number 36 is the crimson cowl suit. Firstly, I love the hood, and I love the colours on this suit. I wore it a lot when the game first came out. However, the main issue with it is the back. The back is really ugly and empty. There's not really a spider. I don't know if that's supposed to be a spider. You can't tell. This suit has potential to be really good, but it just misses the mark and it's a bit undercooked. Number 35 is the 2020 Miles costume. This definitely has some cool and unique aspects, but it's just not my thing. If someone said to me, you know, the 2020 Miles suit is the best suit in all these games, I wouldn't question them. I wouldn't look at them twice. Number 34 is the end suit. What this suit does well is it somehow makes Miles look old. I can't really explain it, but you know, that was the purpose of it in the comics, and that's what works for it. I love a lot of things about this suit, but for me, the pants are a bit out of place. Number 32 is the big time suit. This suit has a really cool color scheme, and I do like how it glows, although it's a bit empty and there's not too much going on. Number 32 is the dark suit. I fucking love red and black suits. However, I would choose some other red and black suits over this one. It's a bit empty, it's a bit lazy, but at the end of the day, it is a cool suit. And number 31 is the white 2029 suit. I love the front of this suit. It is really cool, but the problem for me is the back is so empty and you're looking at the back throughout the whole game. Number 30 is the strike suit. I used to really hate this when it first came out, but for some strange reason, the more I look at it, the more I like it. Now, I fucking hate over designing suits, and this suit has it. It's so extremely complicated to look at. However, there's something I like about that. There's something really alien-like and just mysterious about this suit, and that's why I fuck with it. Number 29 is the Prowler suit. This is also a suit that I used to really dislike because of the colour scheme. However, now when I look at it, it is a really cool design. I'm not the biggest fan of the colour scheme, but I can recognise that if you like these colours, you are going to love this fucking suit. The only issue I have with it is the eyes. The eyes could just be a bit more Prowler-like. Do you know what I'm saying? They could be a bit more bigger. At 28, we've got the Bombastic Bagman. Now, everyone loves the Bombastic Bagman. This is a better gag suit than, like, just being butt naked or wearing a shirt. But it would be better if they had the Kick Me sign on the back, like in the comics, and he didn't have his shoes on and shit. But you know what? It's still a cool suit. Number 27 is the Great Responsibility suit. This is a chill little suit. I can't hate on it. Obviously, it's just like a watered down version of the classic suit, so it's instantly going to be good. Number 26 is the Electro-proof suit. Firstly, I love the colour scheme. Red and black makes me jizz, and furthermore, I like how puffy and paddy this suit is. It gives Spider-Man a different body type compared to some of the other suits, so I do enjoy that part of the suit. Number 25 is the Future Foundation suit. This suit is such a good design. It's always going to look good no matter the game. However, this game fucks up the eyes a little bit. They stick out a bit too much for my liking and they're too silver. Number 24 is the manga suit, the Spider Clan suit. I know that a lot of people dislike this suit, but when it first came out in that DLC, I always used this suit. It was one of the only suits to actually change Spider-Man's physique as a whole. You know, make him a bit smaller, make him a bit more animated. And I know, yeah, it would have been better if we got a Spectacular Spider-Man, obviously, but that doesn't take away from this suit. It's still a great suit. Number 23 is the Aaron Eichmann armor. I think this suit is so fucking beautiful. It looks great. The way it's got the armored sections and the more fabricy looking sections. I also love the legs. They feel really good to like do the charge jumps with. Also, his mask is cool, how it's got 8 eyes like a spider. You don't see that design much anywhere else, so it's quite unique to see it here. The only problem I have with this suit is the back. You're looking at the back throughout the whole game and the back is empty. The back gives you nothing. If this suit had something on the back, it would be in genuinely probably my top 5 or top 10. Number 22 is the Last Stand suit. I love the colour scheme for this suit. You know I love red and black. This is also a relatively chill suit, and it's a better way of doing a more casual Spider-Man as opposed to the other ones on this list. Number 21 is Miles 2099. I just want to say, I do fuck with this suit. I just have a few issues with it being a little bit overcomplicated. If this suit had 1 or maybe 2 less colours, it would be great. But the fact that it's got the blue, the red, the white, it's got so much going on. The black, it's a bit too much. And then number 20 is Peter's 2099 suit. 2099. This suit is sexy as fuck. It just has problems with being empty from the back. You are looking at the back the whole game. Give me something to look at. If you gave him web wings, it would have fixed the problem. Okay, so now we're at the costumes, which I think are the best, the ones that I wear the most. Starting with number 19, the No Way Home suit. Now, I love elements of this suit, and I feel like it's a better version of the Iron Spider suit that we actually got in the MCU. Like, I would have preferred something like this than what we actually got. I do think it's a bit unnecessary, but I understand its reasoning in the plot, so I'll let them have this one. Number 18 is the Raimi suit. Now, firstly, this is just a really well-designed suit, considering it was like the first suit for Spider-Man in the movie. The films themselves delicately translated Spider-Man's classic suit into a suit that would work in a cinematic setting. You know, the suit itself is great. However, the suit in-game hasn't been translated 100%. There are a few things that are wrong with it. You can see this in the eyes, the colours, the proportion. This doesn't make the suit bad, you know, it's still an amazing suit. It's just my rationale for why it's not any higher. Maybe if certain retards didn't send death threats to Insomniac, it would have spent more time on it and we could have got it a bit more polished, but you know, it is what it is. Number 17 is Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider suit. Now, firstly, I think this is an extremely unique design, and I believe most people put it way higher than me, which makes sense. The suit has just been incredibly translated from the comics into the game, and when you're using it, it just looks slick. It's a great suit. Number 16 is the Armor Mark III. I firstly love red and black, so it's got me there. Everything about this suit just makes me jizz. It has a beautiful design, and it's a great look for an armored suit. It's almost perfect. Number 15 is the Far From Home suit. Despite the fact I'm not the biggest fan of the film, I have to say I really like this suit. It's an interesting idea that they went for the red and black instead of the red and blue, because it pays homage to Steve Ditko's original illustrations, which is nice considering the film came out shortly after he died. I rate this suit. It's a nice suit. They've done a good job designing it. Number 14 is the Advanced suit. I think one of the main reasons I use this suit is because it's the primary suit of the game. The best aspect of this suit is that it managed to create a new and unique design, while still having all the necessary elements for a classic Spidey suit. However, it does also have some elements of over-design, particularly in it having random lines, from patches on his biceps to random lines on his leg, which just don't need to be there. They don't really complement his anatomy, so it just looks a bit out of place. Furthermore, I think the colours are a bit off. The red is more orangey and it's just not ideal for me. There's a mod which makes the suit look red and black, and for me this looks so much better. And that's coming from someone who prefers the classic suit as red and blue over red and black. I think this could have something to do with the fact that the white complements black better than it does blue, or maybe it's just because I like red and black. Number 13 is the damaged suit. Firstly, for a damaged suit, it's not really damaged. It should probably be called the slightly ripped suit. The reason it's so high on this list is because it's pretty much almost a classic suit, just with better colouring. So just for that reason, I sometimes use this suit. Number 12 is the tracksuit. When this suit first came out, I didn't really like it, and then when I started to play with it, I really started to enjoy it. I used to see it as like a Miles version of the Advanced suit due to it being white, and it being white is what really works for it, because the game takes place during the winter, so there's snow everywhere and you blend in, and I don't think the suit would look as good if it weren't winter. Number 11 is the Iron Spider. Now, this is probably the best superhero mix-up design I think ever. It's not over-designed or over-complicated or confusing. It's a simple suit that can easily be recognized as a mix-up of both Spider-Man and Iron Man. Number 10 is the Homecoming suit. When it comes to the movies, I significantly prefer the Raimi suit to the Homecoming suit, but there is something about the way this suit is translated into the game which makes me really like it. The main issues I have with the suit in the film is that there are random ugly lines on his leg for no reason, but in the game it's a lot less distracting. Overall, I think this suit is a really good interpretation of the original classic suit, and it's really fun to use in game. Number 9 is the all new, all different suit. This is definitely the best armored Spider-Man outfit out there. It keeps all of the classic and important parts of the Spider-Man design and doesn't sacrifice any necessary elements. It's simply the classic suit made out of more protective material, with the Spider-Man eyes having a green glow to it. This suit was amazing in the comics, but when it was translated into the game, it was even better. Number 8 is the Amazing Spider-Man suit. Firstly, Andrew Garfield is my favourite Spider-Man, and bar the Spider-Verse films, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 is my favourite Spider-Man film, and I love this suit for so many reasons. I think it's one of the best redesigns for Spider-Man. It tries to adapt him to a more edgy and dark world, and does so with no sacrifice to what makes Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And it tries to give Spider-Man a more realistic look, and I know a lot of people have issues with it for deviating from the classic suit, but I only respect it for that. Not everything has to be comic accurate, it just has to respect the source material that it comes from. I do have slight issues with the translation of this suit. It looks a bit more plastic than it does fabric, but at the end of the day, I still love this suit. Number 7 is the homemade suit. This is my favourite starting costume for Spider-Man, period. This could be Spider-Man's primary MCU costume and I would not complain. I feel like if Spider-Man were actually real, he would be wearing something like this as opposed to a more complicated costume which would take ages to make and would be a massive pain to repair. If Spider-Man damaged this costume, you just buy a new hoodie and he's sorted. Furthermore, I love the vibrant colours, the simplicity, and just everything about this suit. Number 6 is the classic Miles suit. Miles' original costume is amazing. It's genuinely one of the best redesigns for a superhero I think ever, and I think Insomniac did a good job of translating it into this game. However, I still wish it was a tiny bit more comic accurate. If you look at this suit, there are a variety of different textures. It looks like some places are more armoured than others, and sometimes it tends to look more grey than black in some lighting. Despite certain issues I have with it being called the classic suit when it's not the classic suit, it's still a really good version of Miles' suit, and I'll talk more about my issues with this suit and how to fix them after I discuss. Number 5, animated Miles. Firstly, you might be thinking, why is this suit so high when Peter's cel-shaded suit was so low? And that's because this suit isn't just a reshade of Miles' main suit in the game, like Peter's is, but a different model in of itself. If you look at Peter's, they're the exact same suit, just with a different style on them. But if you look at Miles's, these are two complete different models. This suit is the closest thing to Miles's classic comic suit, and therefore, I love it. Now you're probably wondering, what do you mean by Miles's classic suit? These are both Miles's classic suit. Let me explain. I think these two suits could have been perfect if they were mixed together. For example, look at this mod. This is classic Miles. This suit is made out of one texture, it's extremely simple, and that's one of the main reasons I love Miles' suit originally. If these suits were mixed together and had the model of the animated suit, but the realism of the classic suit, I would love it. It sort of bugs me that we didn't get a suit like this mod in the game, considering how many other sort of useless suits there are in the game. If this suit were in the game, it would certainly be number 1 on this list. Miles' original suit in the comics was what made me prefer Miles to Peter when I was a kid. This whole thing might seem like a bit of a nitpick, and yeah, it kind of is, but I hope some of you watching share the same opinion with me, because if the suit were in the actual game, I'd never take it off. Also, if they put this in Spider-Man 2, I'd jizz. Number 4 is Peter's Spider-Verse costume. Into the Spider-Verse is my favourite film of all time. I infinitely prefer it to Across the Spider-Verse. I love Peter's character in the films, and because I love his character so much, I use this suit so much. It's just good old classic Spider-Man. I also like how the game itself slightly changes his physique. If you look at his upper back, it seems to be a bit wider. This is almost my favourite Spider-Verse suit, just after number 3, Miles Morales' Into the Spider-Verse suit. The Into the Spider-Verse suit for Miles is such an incredible design, both visually and narratively. It symbolises Miles coming into his own as Spider-Man. He's no longer living in Peter's shadow and trying to be someone he's not. He's Spider-Man now, and he's doing it his way. This is perfectly portrayed by having Peter's old Spider-Man suit being redesigned by Miles to more fit his character and who he is and who he wants to be. You can see this with the old web pattern from Peter's suit being in the back. This suit is just amazing, and it's the best suit in Miles' game by far. Number 2 is Kane's Scarlet Spider. A lot of people will be like, how have you put Kane above Riley? But ever since I was a kid, Kane's spider suit was always my favourite, just above Miles's. I love the red and black colour scheme. I love how edgy Spider-Man looks. This suit isn't over-designed, it's nice and simple. It's just black at the top and then red at the bottom. The only issues I have with it is issues with how they've translated it. For example, our random lines cutting up the black. These don't make much sense to me. I don't know why they're here, but it's still a really good suit. And finally, number 1 is Peter's classic suit. This was obviously going to be number one. This is the best Spider-Man suit out there. Not only that, but this is my favorite version of the classic suit yet. It does the suit absolute justice. In my opinion, Insomniac's version of the classic suit is the definitive classic suit for Spider-Man. Well, that's it for my rating. Thank you so much for watching. Also, leave in the comments what you think, where you disagree with me, etc, etc. For some reason, this video took me so long to make. I just want to fucking go into bed and have a big wank and do nothing for a week now. Now that I've edited it all and I'm reviewing it, I'm looking and I'm like, I could have put that a bit higher, particularly with the Uptown Pride suit, the Purple Rain suit, and probably the Raimi suit. But I am not going back and changing this video because it took me so long to make. I don't understand how people do this as a job. Also, before I go, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who watched my web swinging video and left a nice comment. When I made that video, I sort of just wanted to test out an editing software, and I was like, I just randomly came up with that idea to test the software with. So it weren't the best video, you know, the quality weren't the best. I didn't play much of the games. I played probably 20 minutes each and just splurred out a bunch of shit. I could have put a lot more work into it, and even after I made a second version where I just made it look nicer, but I didn't improve any of the analysis or anything like that. So I do appreciate that. That was a bit undercooked, but it still got a lot of views, so alhamdulillah.